seconds remaining.
All right, welcome back, everyone, for our final match of the night. I, of course, am Niz. You're watching NizCast, but you're also watching the Dota 2 Canada Cup, where we're going to have our last game of the night for Group C, but we do have 3 more matches for Group C tomorrow night, starting, I believe, the same time. Should have checked that before I said that. Well, we're off to a good start for the start of this game's cast. But yes, it is. We are starting again at 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night.
5 seconds remaining.
But one of the teams that we're not going to see tomorrow is Not Today. And that's a little bit awkward saying, but this is the last game for Not Today in the group stage. And they right now find themselves at a 1-1 record. So this game, very important for them. Of course, a win here would put them in an okay position to potentially move forward into our next round. However, this is also pretty important for Team eHug because, well, we've seen Complexity start off 1-0 in their record, and if Team eHug looks to want to advance, then a win over Not Today here would be quite crucial, as they could very well be battling with Not Today for that second spot, or who knows, maybe eHug will take #1 in the group, and Complexity will be battling Not Today, but they've already beat Not Today, so they kind of have that in hand. But either way, a little bit about Dota 2 Canada Cup. There is an in-game ticket for $9, so definitely check that out. It's a good way to support the tournament and the players. Besides that, there is an official stream. This unfortunately is not the official stream, but there is an official stream at twitch.tv/Dota2 Canada Cup. So go definitely check that out as well. But I was having an interesting conversation in chat with Dota Tom regarding prize distribution and stuff like that in Dota 2 and how it reflects, more specifically about the international and how it reflects on the amateur scene. But we do have a pretty decent prize pool for the Canada Cup, and that's really great to see. It's $11,439, working towards that $12,000, which compared to last season was just $7,000. So we're already increasing that, so that's awesome to see. But this draft moving around quickly, so let's hop right into it. Chen, Troll, Witch Doctor, and Clockwork banned out by Not Today. Axe, Wisp, Bat, and Slark banned out by Team eHug.
10 seconds
Storm Spirit, Earthshaker, and Disruptor were the picks for Not Today. Sniper, Treant Protector, which we haven't seen in the last couple days, but we did see it a little bit in our first group, are the picks for Team eHug. Now, it looks like Team eHug's playing with quite a few stand-ins here. I got asked on Twitter whether or not Yawar was going to be playing for eHug. I believe he is still on the roster, but looks like he's not going to be playing this time around. As, well, we do have Infinity, MJW, and Pandago. Pandago's like, I think he's not officially in the 5 for the team, but he's always pretty much that number 6. He's always standing in whenever they need someone. Sero has been standing in as well quite often for them, so I don't know if maybe there's been a roster change there. Who knows? And Gamer123 is also going to be standing in for them. So I don't know if maybe Yawar has moved on to another team, same with Tralf and all that. Who knows? I feel like Team eHug, their team has changed so much over the since the initial team that started Team eHug, or that was picked up by eHug, which was the old Pretty Boy Swag. But either way, we've got this current group of players that's going to be playing this game. So they're also going to pick up a Juggernaut and Skywrath to go with their tree and the Sniper. And we also see Disruptor and Mag on the side of Not Today. So in terms of how our lanes sit right now, looks like we've got our safe lane decided for Team eHug. That's going to be Tree, Juggernaut, and Skywrath. Sniper most likely going to park himself in the mid lane. Not Today. Looks like their Storm's going to be in the mid lane. Magnus in the off lane. Earthshaker and Disruptor are going to be the supports, protecting well, a safe lane carry that is yet to be decided. Phoenix is the final ban from Not Today. And eHug? Which carry is the scariest for them? There's already one way to close the gap on the Sniper, and that's the Storm Spirit. They also have Mag to do that as well, jumping in with the RP, potentially skewering Sniper into a more vulnerable position. Of course, Tree Armor is going to help potentially keep the Sniper alive in one of those situations. But they may look to pick up something that'll... I don't know. I'm really struggling to think of what would be ideal here. PA keeps coming to mind, but I really don't feel like that's a good choice. PA will be the ban for eHug.
Dire team pick.
And maybe they were kind of having the same thoughts as PA, coming back. It's here that can close the gap on Sniper. Sniper, he does pick up MKB, but it's a little bit later on. So you have that going for you. It's decent against the Juggernaut as well, forcing him to pick up an MKB later on. It's a little bit weak against the Skywrath, the Silence.
10 seconds remaining.
Can kind of lock that PA down and stop him from throwing his daggers and keeping a target slow, or continually blink striking onto the target to close the gap. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what Not Today chooses to go with here. Void's another option, but still not ideal. I don't know. I don't know. I think we're just going to have to wait and see on this. My insight, my competitive knowledge is failing me here, boys. Well, let's talk about how these teams have recently done. We already mentioned earlier that Not Today's been on a little bit of a losing skid. They did just win versus Rebel Deaths, but they were on a 6-game losing streak up until then. But eHug, they've only won 1 of their last 10 best of 3s. They're on a really big losing skid. So maybe it's a little bit beneficial that they've got a little mix-up with their roster. Although Gamer123 is kind of the only one who's hasn't really been playing with them recently. But the one best of 3 that they did manage to take was a 2-0 win over Boreal, which we've already seen advance into the next round. They, of course, played in Group A, where they finished second to Wheel.
Radiant team pick.
I believe they were second. Now I'm doubting myself. Either way, Viper's the pick for Not Today. That's certainly not something that I was going to expect. Viper. So is that Viper mid, Storm Spirit safe lane then instead?
Seconds remaining.
What they could do is still... Yeah, I think that's what they're going to do. Put the Viper mid going up against the Sniper. Storm will have an easier time in the safe lane. Storm can still manage himself quite well in that safe lane. You do have to kind of feed him a little bit more XP than you would a typical safe laner, but that's not the worst. They've got an Earthshaker and a Disruptor. Disruptor will want to take a little bit of that XP, but Earthshaker for the most part, he's fine with not really getting those levels early on. He'll be moving around, putting more pressure on the Sniper, which is very possible. If he gets a good fissure block off, Viper could get a kill on the Sniper, even with the Treant Protector armor coming out. And I think that's probably the way that they're going to go with it. I worry a little bit about how much Mag's going to be able to get in this off lane. It is a tree, but for the most part, the fact that he can't skewer away because of the Skywrath silence could be a little devastating. And we're going to see Sand King get picked up. So this is going to be an off lane Sand King coming out from Team eHug. There's a few teams that have been experimenting with this. Universe has been playing a bunch of it recently in pubs and kind of practicing it up, but he's not the only one. A lot of teams have been experimenting with this, and it does definitely have potential. The one downside is that it's very easy on Sand King because of how fast you can farm on that hero to take too much farm on the map, and you certainly don't want Sand King taking a higher distribution of the farm when he's clearly a position 3 on this team, and stealing a little bit of that gold that could potentially be going on the Juggernaut or Sniper could be really detrimental to Team eHug. So it's kind of a fine line, and we'll see how Infinity chooses to dance around that. But let's introduce our teams here. On Radiant side is going to be Team eHug. We've got the Treant Protector getting played by Pandago. Infinity is going to be on that Sand King. That's going to be in the off lane. Saro is going to be on the Juggernaut. Gamer123 is going to be playing the Sniper. And MJW is going to be on the Skywrath Mage. For the Dire side, it's the Peruvians. Team Not Today. Van is going to be on the Storm Spirit. Smash on the Magnus. So maybe we're seeing different lanes than I was expecting. Nate River on the Disruptor. Just the Way is going to be on the Viper. And OK is going to be on the Earthshaker. And we see once again, Not Today electing to go with this rush down into the opposing team's jungle. We saw it be a complete disaster for them game 1, game 2. Nothing really was made of it.
30 seconds
We'll see if
battle.
it... we'll see how it turns out in game 3. Looks like... well, it's just been spotted out by eHug, so it doesn't look like anyone's going to walk into this. Unless a big mistake comes out. But there's a lot of really good players in this game. And, I mean, pretty much everyone in this tournament's a really good player. So I don't really expect someone to walk into what has clearly been spotted as a 5-man movement from Not Today.
Stupendous! This will come in handy.
It looks like both of our mid laners will pick up bounty runes, and that's quite interesting. We've got the Storm Spirit getting played by Van in the mid lane. He's going to be going up against the Sniper. So they are fine with putting the Sniper, or the Storm Spirit up against the Sniper. But what they've done is they've taken Smash, put him in the safe lane. He's still in a 1v1 lane, where he's going to be on Magnus going up against a Sand King. Interesting how that's going to turn out. But they've gone aggressive with their tri-lane, so it's going to be the Earthshaker, the Viper, and the Disruptor. An interesting tri-lane going up against the Juggernaut, the Skywrath Mage.
First blood.
As I was just looking for Trinity Protector, and I completely missed him going mid. I don't know how I missed that, but it is going to be First Blood. The Storm Spirit's going to get picked off. And I am completely sorry about that, guys. I was just like, where is he? He's doing counter warding? What's going on? But he was mid, so I completely missed that. But now, I was more concerned about how this aggressive tri-lane is going to be going. It's going to be quite interesting because Disruptor not the strongest in an aggro tri-lane. He's quite weak in tri-lane versus tri-lane situations. But Earthshaker, very strong in tri-lane versus tri-lane situations. He's a little bit stronger when he's on the defensive side than when he's on the offensive, but still, Fissure being so valuable at being able to block someone off and prevent their retreat. And with 3 heroes being able to right-click them down, that's a lot of damage that you can do on one hero. Viper, also a really strong hero when it comes to aggro tri-lanes or tri-lane versus tri-lane situations. He's one of those heroes that can just step right up to the creep wave and really bully, as we see him doing it right now. And just being able to throw at those poison attacks, really valuable, especially going up against a melee carry like Juggernaut. He can get a lot of harassing in between the last hits.
Illusion.
Well, Pandago and OK have both rotated away. OK just taking the Illusion rune, but it looks like both of them are going to make their way back down to the bottom lane as we see a little bit of a stack forming here. And Nate River and OK are actually going to farm it up. They've got the Illusions to tank. They're going to use the Thunder Strike to get a little bit of AoE damage in. But now there's going to be a wraparound from Pandago and MJW onto Just the Way, and Not Today. The supports are too far away. The Viper's going to go down. It's a second kill now for eHug. And yeah, they were just too far away. Van taking quite a bit of damage in the mid lane. We're going to see him go down in a 1v1. Gamer123. Yeah, he had the luxury of being a part of that First Blood. He didn't actually get it. But now he's going to find the first kill for him. And Van already off to a 0-2 start, and that's... I've mentioned it before. Very devastating on a Storm Spirit. Probably hurt Storm more than any other mid-hero that I can think of that's currently played in the meta, at least. Hurt Shadowfiend quite a bit, but he can typically come back pretty quickly. Storm... you typically don't want to be playing from behind, as that's a hero that you really want to be at least even with the opposing mid-hero and starting to get the ball rolling so you can get that snowball going. We're going to say okay, just kind of sit here for, it looks like 30 seconds waiting for this bottom rune to spawn. No, maybe not, as he's thinking about coming back down. But we see, despite the fact that Not Today lost their Viper in this tri-lane early on, effectively a lot of people would say losing that tri-lane. They still have control over the lane. And you take a look at the CS. Despite the fact that the Viper died, he's at 22-2, matching the Sniper in the mid lane. But you compare that Viper with the Jug, who's just sitting at 9-0, and you can clearly tell that Not Today has a firm control over this tri-lane. Haste was picked up by OK, and MJW taking quite a bit of damage. He will get stunned up, and, well, Tree Protector will get the armor out, the living armor out onto MJW. But I think OK, no, he's not actually going to dive the tower. Respecting the fact that there is Blade Fury available from Saro. Interesting skill build, electing to put 2 points into Blade Fury. He's recognizing the fact that there is a tri-lane versus tri-lane scenario here and adapting his skill build to give him a little bit more kill potential in the lane. And rightfully so. Smash. Getting stunned up by Infinity in the top lane, losing quite a bit of his HP. You see how this lane's been going. We've kind of been neglecting it, as it's 25-3. Sorry, is the CS for the Sand King, and just 18-6 for Smash. So he's a little bit behind, but we're going to see that Blade Fury getting put to use here, as OK is going to take a fall. Saro just barely getting that last auto attack off to finish him off. Now just the way we'll force them back, but Not Today, losing another hero in this aggro tri-lane. So yes, they are getting an advantage in terms of CS, but they've misstepped a few times and lost 2 heroes as a result, and now find themselves
Dire's top tower
behind
is under
4-0 in this game. You see Van's actually having to do a little bit more farming in the jungle here to try and get himself back in the lane, as the laning, back in the game, as the laning phase hasn't really been going ideally for him. He's not that far behind the Sniper in terms of CS. Sniper 35-13 versus the Storm's 29-4. But with the 2 deaths, it's a little bit of an uphill battle right now. MJW's made his way up to the top lane, and they're going to go on Smash here, as Infinity's going to stun on in, channel the Epicenter with the Concussive. There's no way that Smash is able to get on out of there, as he's going to take a fall. That's now the 5th death for Heroes of Not Today. They haven't got a single kill, but they may look to get one here, as Infinity getting quite low. Living Armor will try to keep him alive, but Van will eventually get the first kill for Not Today in this game. Gamer will get his 3rd rune of the game. It's going to be a bounty. And Pandago will actually get the bottom rune. So eHug getting both runes there. It's going to be an invis for the Treant Protector. And he's going to look to maybe wrap around here. He is very aware that there is a sentry ward on Nate River. So he's got to be a little wary of them just potentially dropping and trying to catch him out.
No.
But he has put himself in a situation where he can go on just the way. He has slowed him down with Leech Seed, but not able to get too much damage in. Nice kinetic field being placed there by Nate River to kind of cover any chasing that was going to be done by eHug. A little interesting that MJW has remained in this top lane and Infinity has rotated away. There hasn't really been any stacks left for him. Well, actually, there is a double here. Is that a double or is that a triple? It's actually a double and a half. No, it is a triple, sorry. So he has the option of potentially farming that, but he doesn't have any points into Sandstorm, so never mind, he doesn't have the option of it. As, of course, he's gone for the 1v1 build that's very strong, not only just in 1v1s in general, but also exceptionally strong against melee heroes. So that, of course, makes sense why he wouldn't be farming that up. But at the same time, it kind of questions the rotation away from the top lane. Obviously, he was looking to try and get a kill, but time might have been better spent just kind of hanging out in the top lane and having MJW doing a lot more of those rotations looking for a kill. Nate River sticking around for the bottom rune, doesn't have vision of what's going on up here, so places a kinetic field to kind of protect himself and ward off any kind of aggression that could potentially be coming out from the Radiant side. But of course, we saw on the minimap no one was even close, but of course he didn't know that. Van taking quite a bit of damage here. Assassinate will fly through, but will not finish him off as Van gets the ball lightning off just in time, saving his life there. I think it would have killed him. As 355 damage. Yeah, it should have killed him. Just barely a little bit of overkill damage, but it would have killed him. As I try to do a little bit of quick math there, of course you have to factor in 25% damage reduction, and it should have been more than enough damage to finish him off. Well, we're in an interesting position in this game right now. Sniper clearly ahead of everyone else in this game, but there was an aggro tri-lane that came out from Not Today, and they're clearly farming better than their opponents, but they have lost a few heroes here. And of course, they did lose their Storm Spirit in the mid lane a few times, who has recovered quite nicely, but still finds himself 20 CS behind the Sniper. As for the top lane, it's gone slightly eHug favorite as well. As not only has Infinity found himself about 10 CS, ahead of Smash, but he's also gotten a kill on Smash as well. Van once again hopping into that jungle to get more farm. Saro's been very limited in what he's able to do because of this aggro tri-lane, so he's the one thing that's really been detrimental for eHug, as they just haven't been able to secure the farm on the Juggernaut, but I think they're okay with it. Yeah, they've sacrificed a little bit of farm on the Juggernaut, but they have gotten a few kills against this aggro tri-lane, and they know that they're winning their other lanes right now. So if you're winning 2 out of 3 lanes, you got to think that you're in a good position. And frankly, they haven't been losing bottom as hard as they could be. So I think overall, eHug feels like they're in a pretty good position right now. Certainly, they're up 5-1 in terms of hero kills, so that's got to be a contributing factor for them feeling so comfortable. But we just passed the 10-minute mark here, and fortunately, Smash has gone down in the top lane, so it's going to be a 6th kill for eHug. But let's bring up the net worth here, and we see eHug, they are ahead by over 2,000 gold right now. XP only ahead by about 750. We switch over to the net worth in the top left, and we can see the number 1 is Sniper by a pretty big margin, 58 net worth, compared to just the 4,600 on the Storm. So pretty big discrepancy there, but besides the fact that that Storm has died twice, he still, like I said, has recovered quite nicely and is at least the 2nd in net worth. So he hasn't fallen that far down the list.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Top tier 1 tower has gone down, and actually Not Today is going to keep going with this, as they're going to go and get a kill onto MJW. They're going to use the RP onto Infinity. Oh, the pull comes off just in time, and that should allow them to get the kill onto Infinity, and indeed they do with the shockwave coming out from Smash. So double kill there coming out for Not Today, punishing eHug for hanging around and getting that tier 1 tower. Now they'll look to keep the aggression going in the bottom lane as they search for a kill on Pandago, who tries to invis himself, but just not able to get it off in time because the fissure came out from OK. They did have a sentry available onto the Disruptor as well. Mid tier 1 tower going down to the Sniper, who was just left alone as Van made that rotation up to the top lane, and of course we saw the 3-man aggression in the bottom lane, so no one was left to defend mid. And Gamer123 taking advantage of that. Saro now doing a little bit of farming in the jungle while he's not able to really do so in lane in the bottom. But I think he'll return to the lane now, as MJW and Pandago are both coming down to the bottom lane as well. We do have a Blink Dagger just getting purchased by Infinity, and you have to expect that he's going to look for a kill with that. But there is a smoke from Not Today, and it looks like they're going after the Sniper, or maybe not. Yeah, they will find the Sniper, who does throw down a shrapnel. Will spot it okay, but unfortunately they haven't seen exactly where the Sniper is. Maybe another Remnant will catch him out. Now Nate River gets caught out, and oh my goodness, great play from Gamer123. He's getting 3-man ganked, and he walks away with a kill and taking 0 damage, but Van says no, that's not going to happen. He's going to jump right on him and get a return kill there. So they do get what they came for. Cost them their Disruptor and a little bit of a sloppy play. In fact, it cost them their Earthshaker, as Saro caught OK on the retreat. Pandago looks like he's going to go down here, but will Van be able to get out of here? Oh, Smash throws out the RP, but it doesn't land on Infinity. He's able just to get out of the range of that, and in turn, Infinity will just turn around and get the Burrow Strike off onto Van, securing that kill. And now Smash tries to get out of there, but Infinity blinks ahead. Now gets the body blocks off. Great play coming out from Infinity, and he'll get that kill as well. It's a double for him, as eHug playing quite well
Radiant's
right
bottom
now,
tower
and
is under
Not
attack.
Today definitely on the back foot, trying to recover from not the most ideal start. We haven't seen Just the Way kind of get involved in these fights, and that's something that Not Today definitely has going for them. Is it's their second highest net worth. But I think they're really waiting on him to finish his mech. He has picked up a chainmail and treads and Aquila, so he's got a real strong foundation in terms of items, but that has set him back from actually purchasing that mech sooner, and we're going to see a lot of TPs coming up from eHug, and they're going to catch OK. This is going to be another kill for them. Infinity showing just the value of what a Sand King with those early levels and that early farm can do. As we're seeing him already level 9, about to hit level 10. Blink Dagger really paying off. But they didn't get the kill on the Viper, and he just finished the mech. But he is going to get concussive shot here, and he's going to try to back away. He does have Smash in behind him. No RP available just yet. Another 30 seconds before that, and we're going to see the Viper take a fall. He didn't even get to use the mech. eHug playing very strong right now. 5 heroes sitting here together in the bottom lane. Will they look to push the tier 1? Looks like they will. Nate River prepares to come in from the side. That could be a little bit of a risky rotation, as he doesn't realize that he's going to be walking through this observer ward. He could very easily get baited in here and take a fall. Assassin Nate flies through as we're going to lose OK and probably Smash here in a second. And Smash will lay down the RP, but he'll go down. Van will be able to secure a kill onto Tramp Protector, and he's going to get a pull off onto Sorrow here. Looks it's going to be a double for him, but Nate River does end up going down. Infinity going to go down as well, though. And eHug clearly gone a little bit too deep. Van getting a triple there. That's one way to get yourself back in the game as a Storm Spirit. MJW, the only one left alive on eHug, desperately trying to run for his life from Van. Van electing to go with a Yule Scepter. That's not something you see every day on the Storm Spirit, but obviously working out for him thus far.
Radiant's bottom tower
As with that triple, he actually jumps to our #1 net worth in the game. He's 7-3-1 right now. What a comeback.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
My goodness, he's actually going to jump all the way to the mid lane. He's got... he had regen, and he used all his mana to jump in. And as he was going to jump again, he got silenced by MJW. That meant the tower hit him. And that regen just got knocked off. And what went from him potentially putting out a bunch of aggression there ended up in him just not really having much mana. And about half HP. So what is Not Today going to do about Smash? He's sitting at 1100 gold. Still basically another 1100 away from completing his Blink Dagger. And right now the RPs haven't really been on point. So they've got to get this Blink Dagger up soon and got to get him involved in the game. He's 1-4-5 right now. Certainly not the kind of performance they expected to come out of their Magnus. OK has been struggling quite a bit as well. He is certainly not OK, as he's 0-4-4, sitting on 150 gold. That's a long, long way from a Blink Dagger for the Earthshaker. Let's take a look at Nate River. See how he's doing. He's picked up a Bracer and a Magic Wand, so he's not doing too bad on the Disruptor. Disruptor, one of those heroes that if you fall behind early on in the game, you really struggle to come back. So it's good to see that he hasn't fallen behind too much, and he's still in a decent position. Actually electing to put 2 points into Thunderstrike, which means he only has 2 points in Glimpse at level 7. But I imagine he will put his next 2 skill points into that Glimpse to make sure he has as huge a range as possible as he can for Glimpse. Well, we will have a smoke here from Not Today. 4 heroes, excuse me, smoked up, and they're going to find Sorrow in the jungle to lay down the Static Storm to make sure that he's not able to get an Omni Slash off, and that's a good kill for them. Keep in mind the Static Storm was required to make sure that he wasn't able to get that Omni Slash off, because Van not electing to go with the standard Orchid that we see onto Storm Spirit, because he did go for that Yules, and looks like he's going to be building it into a Bloodstone as well. So a little bit of a different skill build from the Storm Spirit, but the heroes, the teammates of Not Today, respecting the fact that he doesn't have that Orchid, and they had to use the Static Storm there to make sure that the Omni Slash wouldn't come out. I don't think they would have missed the kill on Jug had the Omni Slash come out, and I don't think they would have lost a hero there. But still, not worth risking it. Not worth Jug being able to buy time there for his team to get a little bit
Radiant's
closer.
bottom tower has fallen.
See, Nate Reaver
Dire's middle
using the
tower is
kinetic
under attack.
field just to give himself vision as he was walking through potentially a more vulnerable position of the map. Good use of that right there. As, those are small little plays, but whenever you see someone do that, it may not pay off in that immediate instance, but the one time you don't do it is the time that you probably should have done it. And little things like, even if you're walking up maybe a questionable ramp into fog and you're just like, I don't know if I should be doing this. 9 times out of 10 you probably shouldn't if that's kind of the feeling you're getting. But if you do, and you just kind of stutter step as you go up, you'd be surprised the number of times you actually dodge an AoE attack, an AoE disable, something like a Leshrac stun, a Lina stun, something like that, where they're just anticipating, they're seeing you walk right up into it. They go to lay down the stun, and you turn around because you stuttered going up the ramp, just because you're a little bit wary of walking up it. The amount of things that you dodge is quite surprising. But it's little things like that, little plays like that, that actually go a long way. Doesn't seem like it has a big impact on the game in that moment, but there are times where it can. So it's good to see them incorporating that into their play, and it's something that you don't really see coming out from a lot of Dota players. Well, not today. Going pretty strong on this bottom rune. They did check Roche though. Are they actually going to attempt this? This is a little risky. There is no vision from either team surrounding Roche. So eHug doesn't know, and I say that with quotations, that Roche is going on here. They may know in the back of their head that this is a very real possibility. You could expect them to make a rotation over, although right now... Well, no, actually. I was going to say right now it doesn't look like they are, but they are indeed right now making that rotation. They're going to actually go through their jungle, so they're thinking that maybe there's a smoke gank going on. There was a smoke, but it was a smoke to exit Roche, and now there's going to be a smoke gank, as Not Today drawing on the map, but they're going to be doing a little bit of a wraparound, making their way into the Radiant jungle, but they're going to be walking into eHug that is grouped as 5. Pandago will spot them out with the invis. They'll drop a sentry ward up there, but unfortunately it was the Treant Protector from below. Van jumps on in, but he gets completely countered by the silence and the Burrow Strike. Nice storms. Static Storm being laid down by the Disruptor. That'll help them get a kill on not just the Sand King, but the Juggernaut as well. Van actually brought back, and he comes zipping on in, where they've already got another kill on the Sniper and the Treant Protector. It's going to be a 4-man kill. Did cost them a buyback on the Storm, but definitely worth it, as now they'll retreat and go for Roche.
Dire's bottom tower
One of them will even farm the bottom lane, and Disruptor will gladly take that farm, as that'll probably push them closer to... I'm guessing an Egg Scepter he's going to go for. There's some other options. Could go for a Force Staff. Could go for a Yule Scepter. It'll be interesting to see what he goes for. He may just actually go for his Arcane Boots before anything else, before we get to know what he's going to go for. But he is sitting on that 1700 gold, so hopefully we at least get an indication of what he's going for. Looks like Not Today is going to easily take Roche before eHug's going to be able to get there to respond, although they may have the potential of getting there in time to catch Not Today on the exit. But no, not the case. They hesitated a little bit with getting there. They did smoke up though. Aegis is on the Storm Spirit. And now eHug will walk up onto the dire side of the river. And Omnislash is going to come out, claim the life of the Earthshaker, who's been really struggling this game. Van now jumping in, gets a pull off onto Infinity. Infinity almost gets escaping there with the Burrow Strike, but does go down in the end. Van is so slowed up by the shrapnel, as he'll actually just jump on forward. It will cost him the Aegis. So it's a 1-for-1 trade in the end, and Not Today has to be feeling comfortable with that. It was an Earthshaker for an offlane Sand King. Of course, they did lose the Aegis, so that's a little bit of a bummer. But I think they're okay with it. Puts themselves in a good position. Gold change is very, very slight. But, okay. It's neither of the items that I expect. It's actually going to be a Hand of Midas for the Disruptor. That's going to allow him to scale a little bit better. going on in the game. So not today. Maybe recognizing the fact that this game could go a little bit longer, and already investing in that with a Hand of Midas on the Disruptor. It's been a while since I've actually cycled through all the items. I've been trying to keep up with everything that's going on, as we've got 4 staff looking like it's going to be coming out from Smash soon. And like I said, okay, really struggling on that Earthshaker. Has managed to pick up his Arcane Boots, but still long way from that Blink Dagger. Just the way, has picked up an S&Y to go with that mech. And of course, we saw the Hand of Midas on the Disruptor. Well, we're going to have an Epicenter coming out here as Infinity's going to jump onto Van, who will get the Yule Scepter off. He's down to about 300 HP, and he will be able to zip away. He actually has a regen bottled up, so he'll use that to get his HP pool back to full. And that was a little bit of a wasted Epicenter coming out from eHug. Thought they could get the kill there, and they were very close to doing so. But Van just barely got able to get the Yule Scepter off on himself, buying him that time and then forcing eHug to maybe second guess their initiation there. Well, the mid-tier 1 goes down, and now Not Today will push forward going after the tier 2. Nate River stepping one step too far and getting hit by the tower a few times there. We got a little bit of a standoff here as 3 heroes for Not Today secure the area a little bit below the tower, and eHug try to stay up on the high ground to protect their sniper, who's just attacking from the range on those on the creeps hitting the tower. Now Not Today will kind of back and maybe just meet up with their next creep wave and look to re-engage on that tier 2. That's indeed what they're going to do, as we see another shrapnel getting laid down on the tower from Gamer123. And I don't think this push is going to result in that tier 2 tower going down, but they do get a good amount of damage in on it as it drops below half HP. But Tree Armor will start healing it back up. Oh, will they wait for their next creep wave? Looks like they are going to keep sticking around for this tier 2. Epicenter going to be back up soon. Maybe they're respecting that timing. 20 seconds before that's going to be available to them. And that might be the moment where they're going to back away. But they clearly want to take this tier 2 tower. The downside to backing now is that next time they actually come down this mid lane, that tower is going to be back to full thanks to the Living Armor regen. And they will back away, so obviously playing around that Epicenter timing as that's back up and not sticking around for the next one. We got a Vitality booster picked up by the Viper. Interesting, is that building into a heart? Maybe a Crimson Guard?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
8 charges on
Dire's
the Bloodstone for the Storm Spirit. You just see the amount of gold that Nate River's been able to get through using that Midas. He's already up to 750 gold. On the contrary, or to contrast that, we look at the Earthshaker, and he's
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He's bought a set of wards since then. It's been a tough game for the Earthshaker. It really has. Not today. Claiming the tier 1 tower in the top. eHug going for a little bit of a trade, but I don't think they're actually going to be able to drop this tier 2 tower. Glyph is available for Not Today. Will they choose to use it? They are TPing down to defend it. Where's the Glyph? There it is. It's coming out. And now they're going to look to re-engage Fissure on the sniper, but it's going to be an engage off to the right side as Van jumps onto Pandago. He's going to be able to claim the kill there, and I think the remaining heroes from eHug are going to be all able to get out of there safely. As that mid tower will be kept alive as 46 HP, and I imagine they're going to deny it here in just a second. And indeed, Nate River will do just that.
Middle tower has been denied.
Sarah farming up in the top lane. They're going to bring up the item graph, and we can see, or chart. Why do I always call it the graph? We're going to see what everyone's got going for them. It's actually drums on the Hand of Sand King and a Staff of Wizardry. Most likely that's going to build towards a Yule Scepter. As you see, Not Today trying to take this mid-tier 2 tower once again. Glyph getting used. And eHug smoked up, trying to come for the wraparound here onto Not Today from the high ground. Maybe waiting for Not Today to really commit. And they realize that they're probably going to stick around for the next creep wave and commit on that. And here we go. Expect the engage coming from the high ground here from eHug. As Van will come up and scout onto the high ground into a Burrow Strike. And he will once again be able to get that Yule Scepter off on himself, but just the way is cleaning up as he's gotten the kill on both the Sand King and the Treant Protector. And it looks like he's going to get another here on Sorrow. It's going to be a triple for the Viper. And now Glimpse will bring Gamer123 back into the middle of the kinetic field, and just the way we'll actually get an Ultra. Where's the last one? It's MJW. He's already way back in the fountain, so it's not going to be a Rampage. But still, 4 kills going the way of Not Today, and all of them going on to the Viper as they finally get that mid-tier 2 tower, but the mid-tier 3 taking quite a beating here. We do have a buyback from Gamer123 on the Sniper, so they might be able to keep this tier 3 alive, maybe not. Living Armor trying to do work, but Not Today considering backing. No, never mind. They're gonna just go and commit to that tier 3 tower, but that's what allowed Infinity to get a double bro strike. That means Smash is gonna go down. It's gonna cost Infinity his life. So it looks like it's gonna be a 1-for-1 trade there, and now Not Today will back away as a team. As this game early on was looking very eHug favored, but Not Today has on the back of punishing eHug a long time ago in this bottom lane, with eHug just kind of overextending when they pushed past the tier 1 tower that was still up. They lost 4 heroes there, and ever since then, Not Today, it's just kind of been going with it. That's the fight that got the Storm Spirit back in the game. I believe he got a triple in that fight, and that propelled him to, I believe, 7 kills. Since then, he's only gotten 1 kill, but he's 8-4-12. He's been involved in a lot of kills. He just hasn't been getting the last hit. As that's quite high participation. 20 out of 22 kills for Not Today. Nate River been a part of 10. And OK's been a part of 14. So the support's getting involved as well. OK, on the back of that tower push and that team fight, has finally found some gold going his way. So he's at 1100 gold, about halfway to the Blink Dagger. Still quite a ways out, but he's getting closer. It's going to be a heart for Just the Way with that Vitality booster. Nate River has also picked up a 4-staff with the gold from that push, combined with the gold he's been earning from that Hand of Midas. Pendago really hasn't made much progress at all. Cerro has finished a Manta, also with an Ogre Club, probably going for a BKB. Got an Ultimate Orb picked up by Gamer123. Infinity, like I mentioned, has the drums and a Staff of Wizardry, but hasn't made any progress towards most likely the completion of that Yule Scepter. We also have a Yule Scepter on MJW. Roche will be up in just a minute and 10 seconds. So mark that off on your calendars. 32:50 in and around there. It was when Roche is going to respawn. And with the amount of map control that Not Today has had recently, you have to expect them to be able to take control of that. Look, they already have their couriers sitting in there, giving them knowledge of when that Roche is going to spawn. We will have to wait a little bit, though. But this could be a pivotal moment. eHug, if they're able to engage on Not Today when they're in the pit, that could be absolutely huge for them. They have a lot of heroes that can really benefit from engaging on a team in kind of a choked off area of the map. Of course, Bro Strike means that you're probably going to get a stun on a lot more targets, but also Epicenter, the big AoE damage, going to do a lot more damage. Pendago, it's going to be a little bit difficult for him to kind of jump in and get that initiation, but once he's able to put himself in the middle of the enemy team, overgrowth on a lot of targets could be absolutely gigantic for them. And when they're able to get all those things off, and the enemy team is kind of in that choked off area, it's a lot more difficult for them to push past those frontline heroes of eHug and get to the Sniper. So Sniper is going to be a lot more effective in those situations. Also, Shrapnel would be able to cover a larger percentage area of the space where the team fight is going on, which means more heroes effectively are going to get slowed down. But we will see Not Today go for Roche here, and well, eHug is grouping up, probably going to go make their way towards Roche, although 2 of them have actually separated. It was a Lincoln's that was picked up by Van not too long ago, and looks like Roche is going to go down here without eHug being able to really contest. They're not very close. So now they'll have to deal with an Aegis on the side of Not Today, as Van's just going to jump on Pandago, who has been spotted out by this Observer Ward and a Sentry. They're getting a little bit too close. So not only do they not contest the Roche and let an Aegis go to the side of Not Today, but they also lose their Treant Protector in the meantime. So the Aegis will be on Van, and this will allow him to dive really deep into the team fights and get really aggressive, diving right to those back lines. Normally he has to be a little bit more conservative about it because we've seen him get stunned up and silenced by Infinity and MJW several times in these fights, and be forced to kind of Yules himself and just barely escape. But now with that Aegis he can play a lot more aggressive, as we see Van just easily cleaning up a kill on Infinity. And now with Not Today marching down in the mid lane, you have to think that Infinity is going to have to blow that buyback, as he does have it available to him. He is going to respawn in 30 seconds. I don't think they have the luxury of waiting for it, as it looks like their mid racks could potentially go down here, as the glyph is going to go off, as it's going to be very difficult to see the engage here. But never mind, Van's just going to jump right down the middle, getting a kill on MGW, and there's no way that they're able to punish him for it. They don't have the Bro Strike, and with him engaging on the Skywrath, there's nothing to lock him down. So not only does he just jump in, get a kill, but Not Today also getting the destruction of that set of racks in the mid lane, and now they're just going to go down to the bottom lane. Nate River had just eaten one Assassinate, now he's going to eat a second, and that's going to spell his death, as this tier 3 taking quite a beating, as it's about to fall. As will eHug look to engage here? Indeed they will. Overgrowth's going to be on 3. Van jumping past the line onto the Sniper, who is just standing there. He's just taking it as he's just right-clicking down the Viper. Will get the kill there. Smash, getting a nice RP off. And that's going to mean that 3 heroes fall on the side of eHug. Now we'll see the buyback from Infinity as he uses the Epicenter and jumps on in. But get Yules as soon as he does. Still getting some good damage off with that Bro Strike, but not enough to net them a kill. And turn he'll actually go down. We do have another buyback coming up from Sorrow. Still 3 heroes alive on the side of eHug, going up against 3 heroes on the side of Not Today. And Not Today in a pretty prime position to take, or at least finish off this melee Rax, as we're going to see it fall in just a second here, as actually Pandago is going to go down, and right before he does, he types out GG in chat. So Not Today will take this game, and that'll finish them at 2-1 in the group. eHug not really off to too desirable of a start, as they start 0-1, which effectively puts them tied with Rebel Deaths in the group. So as we stand right now, Not Today, it's going to be first. Complexity is going to be second, and then we've got essentially a tie for third between Rebel Deaths and eHug. But we do have another night of matches for Group C, as Not Today has finished all theirs, but tomorrow we're going to have 3 more games where we will see eHug, Complexity, and Rebel Deaths play the remaining matches, and that'll really decide who advances to the playoffs. But Not Today looks like they're in a pretty decent spot, 2-1. They're looking okay. At worst, they could be involved in a tiebreaker. So they've at least guaranteed that for themselves, if not already put themselves in a position where they will advance. But that's going to wrap it up for tonight. Once again, I'm Niz. Hopefully you did enjoy that cast. I know I enjoyed those games. They were maybe a little bit one-sided, some of them tonight, but I mean, this one looked a little one-sided towards the end there. Not Today clearly being dominating eHug, but take a look at that first 10-15 minutes of the game, and you would have said it was going to be very dominant the other way. So when you see games change like that, that definitely makes a good game of Dota, so I definitely enjoyed it, and hopefully you did as well. And if you enjoyed the cast, make sure you hit follow on twitch.tv/NizCast. If you didn't, let me know why. Contact me in Twitch, either in chat or Twitch message or Twitter, or any way that you can think of to get a hold of me, do so, and please let me know. Give me a little bit of that feedback. It's always appreciated. Besides that, you can also hit me up on Twitter at NizCast, where I tweet about everything I'm doing with the casts and the stuff that I'm casting. Besides that, I upload all the VODs of everything I cast to YouTube. That's youtube.com/NizCast. So all these matches from tonight will be up sometime by tomorrow morning. It's a little hard to judge exactly when they will be up, but they will be up by tomorrow morning, so you can go check those out if you missed some games and you want to go back and check them out. Besides that, there is an official channel for Dota 2 Canada Cup, and you should check that out at twitch.tv/Dota2 Canada Cup. And also go to dota2.ca and check out more about this tournament and find out about the ticket that you can buy in-game to help support not only the tournament but also the players through some crowdfunding for the prize pool. Like I said, that's going to wrap it up for me tonight. Hopefully you'll join us again tomorrow. We're going to start at 6 p.m. Eastern, so same time we started today, and it's actually entirely the same schedule. So 6 p.m., then 7:15, then 8:30. We'll be starting off with Rebel Death versus eHug, and then eHug versus Complexity, and then finish up with Complexity versus Rebel Death. But everyone, have a good night. I know I will. Hopefully you'll join us tomorrow. Thanks for watching, boys.